So today I'm gonna do a Q&A. I posted on my Instagram stories the other day. I feel like I haven't done an updated Q&A in a very long time, and a lot has changed in my life. My perspectives have changed, just so many things. So I thought this would be a good way to catch up with you guys, update you on my life, and if you don't know me, it's a way that you can get to know me. So let's get into it. I got a lot of questions to where I'm considering doing a part 2 of this, but I think I want to do a separate Q&A strictly for beauty questions because I got a lot of beauty and then a lot of personal questions. I just don't want to be too all over the place in this video. So I'll do a mix of both, but for my girlies, if you want a whole separate video just on beauty questions, skin, my journey with all of that, let me know in the comments and I can make that for you because I think that could be its own thing. I just screenshotted the most questions that I got asked a lot, things that were repetitive in the same theme, so this is in no order. Where do you see yourself in 5 years? This is always a great question. So I'm 25. In 5 years, I'm going to be 30 years old, which is scary but exciting at the same time. I think that hopefully I'll be in a committed relationship, at least engaged, if not married, maybe on my first child, pregnant. I don't know, guys. I definitely want to be settled down by 30, but life is so unpredictable. And right now I'm really just enjoying being by myself. I feel like I've dated throughout my whole 20s and I'm hitting the middle mark and it's time to just lock in. But I would say in a committed relationship, whether that be engaged, married, if I don't already have one child, then pregnant. Career-wise, I would say just making money from traveling, doing the same things I'm doing now, which is just heavily beauty content, but I want it to be on another level. Like the deals are just rolling in, I'm making money just home, being a wife and a mother, but you know, still getting my own income. And honestly, just enjoying my life. I don't have any dramatic plans. I just want to be happy, at peace. I want a family, and that's really it. And just to continue traveling, exploring new places. So yeah. So a lot of girls ask me advice in their 20s, and one specific girl asked me several questions about it, so I'm kind of just gonna use hers to go through all of these. But if you are a girl in your 20s, listen up. I'm 25, I've learned a lot in these 5 years, and if there's one thing I didn't want to do before was listen to people. So at the end of the day, you can only make your own decisions, but I would say to just, one, take in the advice that people give you that have gone through the same experiences that you're currently going through, because it's coming from experience, you know, and we're all gonna make mistakes. It's natural. If I hadn't made mistakes and done certain things before my 20s up to this point, I don't think I'd be the same person. I think I'd still probably be making those mistakes, still learning from things. So I don't have any regrets in that aspect, but I have learned a lot. So with that being said, let's start off with financial advice in your 20s. I've made so many financial mistakes in my 20s, guys, you would have no idea. One, I would say to open a savings account and have it out of reach. I had a savings account that was in the same login as my normal personal bank account, and I was just always tempted to transfer money in and out, so I couldn't really save a solid amount. I would say open a yield savings account, which when you do that, it's away from you, out of your hands, and every month you can just pick an amount to put in there, whether that be 100, 200, 500, 1,000, however much you can put aside. Let that be automatically transferred into your yield savings account, and then that money is going to accumulate more. You can do it with different banks, and whatever amount you choose to put in there every month, I would recommend having it just automatically transfer, so you don't even have to remember to put an amount. It's just already going to get taken out. So if you make a certain amount of your check, I would say take 15 to 20% of whatever you make income wise every month and set that aside to go in there automatically. I'm just going to read what it says it is so I don't confuse you guys, but it's an account that offers a significantly higher interest rate or annual percentage yield than the traditional savings account, allowing your money to grow faster and potentially outspace inflation. So in a normal savings account, I think if you don't have a certain amount in there or deposited every month, the interest rate, it's gonna keep taking money. Like you might be charged a certain amount. So with this one, it's gonna grow because of the difference. So anyways, I hope that makes sense, but all in all, financially, I would recommend doing that. Anything you make, take 15 to 20% of your income and put it away. Don't look at it, don't think about it, don't even factor that into your extra money, whatever the case, put it in your savings. Then again, the other part of me is like, we're young, we don't know how long our life is short, like have fun, spend. But I've been through that phase, guys. And then when I got older and wiser, I'm just like, I have so many random things that hold no value. Even like designer bags and things like that I used to purchase, I wasn't as intentional with it. And now if I make make any big purchases in terms of materialistic items, whatever the case may be, I make sure that it's timeless. It's stuff that I could see myself using years and years from now, stuff that I could give to my kids, things that I can sell if I want to sell it and make the money from it. So I had a lot of random statement trendy items, and I wore them a few times, took some pictures, and then didn't touch them again. So I'm going through a weird transition phase now where I'm cleaning out my closet, my wardrobe. I'm selling a lot, and anything that I do buy, I feel like is a staple piece. So I would say any big purchases you make sure they are staple pieces that you can mix. Even if you want to buy expensive things, you can mix them with non-expensive things. I love to mix high and low. So you'll have your designer bag, an affordable outfit. I love a good Zara outfit or whatever. So just mix. Everything does not have to be labels, designer brands. That doesn't make you cool. I know so many people, not personally, but like I see so many people that are just head to toe designer and labels, and it looks tacky. And I have done that before. When I was younger, I definitely bought stuff that had labels on it, brand names, and thought I was doing something. And I wasn't. It just looked corny. It looked tacky. That doesn't make you fashionable. That doesn't mean you could dress. So I would say just take your time when you make purchases, actually learn your style. And sorry, I kind of got off track, but I feel like that falls into financial because that has to do with like spending money. Also on the topic of credit cards, I would say get one really good credit card, just a starter credit card that you can use for small purchases. So when you go get gas for your car, when you go to the grocery store, things that you know you can pay back right away. So let's say you go to Trader Joe's, you do a grocery run for $50 to $100, and you know you have that money to pay it back on your card as soon as you get home. The most you should wait is maybe like a few days, but this is going to boost your credit score, because when you wait a long time to pay back your credit card, your credit will go down, especially if you miss the deadline, if you don't make the minimum. Also, as far as your minimums for credit cards, always pay above the minimum. It's like a test they kind of do. Credit cards are really just, I wouldn't say a social experiment, but they're just a test. Like they're literally just a test. They just want to see what you can do and how smart you are with your money, and that is what's going to build your credit. That's going to be what makes banks trust you if you want a loan, whether it's for a house, for X, Y, Z, whatever. So I beat the system. Let's say your minimum for your credit card is $150. Put like $175 on there. It's not hard. You don't have to go like hundreds over. I learned the hard way, guys. My first credit card, I maxed out and had to pay that back, and it was devastating, but I learned from it. So now I know what not to do, and this is why I'm trying to give you all the advice now so you don't do the stuff I did. Also, a lot of people you see with nice stuff are probably maxing out their credit card. They're probably owing a lot of money. They're in so much debt, and I've almost been there, and I saved myself. So that is probably the biggest thing I could tell anyone. What you shouldn't do is get a credit card, and let's just say you get a high balance, because that's what happened to me. Like I didn't have a crazy credit history, so they trusted me with a big girl card. I had a huge balance, bought something crazy on it, didn't pay it back as soon as I should have, and then found myself dealing with a really bad situation, which I thank God that I was smart at the time. I fixed it. I had a reality check, but I don't think you should do that. Just because you have a high balance or a lot of money doesn't mean you should go spend it and go buy a $10,000 bag or whatever. I'm being dramatic, but yeah, you guys get my point. Don't do that. You don't need to do that. Unless you have the money to pay it back right away, don't do it. Okay, dating advice in your 20s. I'm gonna keep this somewhat short and sweet. Girl, live your life. Or guy, live your life. Do not spend your whole 20s in a toxic relationship. Now, I am a lover girl at heart. I am a good little romance girl. So if you are fortunate to meet someone in your early 20s, or let's just say you're still high school sweethearts, whatever. If you're fortunate to have a really healthy relationship and you're in your early 20s, I'm not saying break up with them and be outside. But if you're dealing with someone that's toxic, they're not benefiting you mentally as a unit, they're bringing you stress, and you're just not happy, you're constantly overthinking, you can't enjoy your life, you guys argue all the time, let that person go. I'm sorry, but let them go. Because if you don't do it now, you're gonna do it eventually, and then you wasted all of your 20s in that situation when you could have been enjoying yourself and getting to know yourself. So in terms of dating, if you're not already in a healthy relationship, I would just say don't focus on that. Don't make that a goal or a priority. Genuinely get to know yourself. Have fun. Go out if you want to go out. If you want to stay home, but like just get to know yourself. Spend time with genuine people, your friends, travel. You never know who you're gonna meet also. I feel like I've spent most of my 20s traveling a lot, and I've met so many people. I've made so many great friendships that I can see just going on for life at this point. And I feel like if I had stayed in a toxic relationship, I wouldn't have been able to do that. I wouldn't have had certain opportunities, because when I'm in a relationship, guys, I'm tunnel vision. My focus is that person to the point where I prioritize another human over myself, and you should never do that. This goes both ways for male and female, but especially my girls, like I could cry talking about this. You need to realize you are the prize. You are the prize. You are the prize, guys. Don't make any man let you feel like you're not, or that without them you cannot succeed, because I've had someone do that to me, and in the moment it is probably like the worst feeling ever. You feel like without them you can't breathe, you can't move on with your life. The heartbreak, like it's hard. It is hard. It feels like a death, because especially when you break up, it's like this person is still around but you're not attached to them. You don't have that same access. So if you are dealing with someone that is causing negativity in your life in terms of your relationship, you just need to try your best to let them go. Surround yourself with positive people that encourage you to do better. Yeah, I don't know, this topic can go on and on, but I would say don't take it serious. And if you do meet someone that you're considering dating, make a pros and cons list of what's important to you, and I would say check that off. And if they have more cons than pros, then you should not be with them. Okay, really be intentional with your dating. Either have fun and don't deal with people seriously, or be intentional, and anyone that you do date needs to be someone that you could see being your husband. I also feel like dating in my 20s has taught me what I like and what I don't like in a person, what I'm gonna tolerate, what I'm not gonna tolerate. Even like past relationships, looking now, guys, I'm like, that person is not even my type. Like my type is a complete opposite spectrum of that person, which is crazy because in that moment I did not feel like that. Now I'm way more open at 25. I don't have a physical type. Personalities and how a man treats me is what's most important. So if you can understand and get a grasp on that early, you're already ahead of the curve. And if you want to go on different dates, go on different dates. Have fun. Just make sure you have morals, standards. Don't settle. Just from dating different people, having different conversations from different ages, different types of men, I've learned what I like and what I want, and now I'm very sure of that, when before I wasn't that sure. How to become more feminine. So I'm a very feminine girly girl, so this was a great question for me. One thing I'll say, don't force it. Like if someone's making you feel like you should be more feminine, don't do it because of that. Like if you're a tomboy, if you're not that girly, then just be yourself. That's one. But if you are a feminine girl and you just want to know ways to be more, I would say, this is a very cliche answer, but self-care, but on another level, making self-care a routine in your everyday life. Don't save self-care for special occasions. Treat your everyday life like it's your last in terms of just taking care of yourself. I think that starts from within. Taking supplements, focusing on your health, that is gonna be from within, making you just feel better, more motivated every day, more energy levels. It's gonna lower your cortisol levels, which is important as a woman. Focus on all of those things, and that's going to just make you glow and just blossom into the best version of yourself. It's gonna enhance your natural beauty. That is one thing that makes me feel very feminine. It's just like taking care of myself, making sure I keep up with my maintenance appointments, getting my nails and toes done. Even when I'm by myself, y'all, forget a man. I can be by myself for 3 months straight. I am still going to make sure my hands and my feet look good. I'm sorry, that's just me. And I'm not saying to go spend $1 million on all these treatments or whatever. You can do it from home. If you don't have the extra money to get that done, learn how to do it yourself. That is also something that makes you feminine. It's just like learning how to do everything yourself. If I wasn't able to go get my nails and toes done, I would definitely be sitting here learning how to put on some hard gel, y'all. I would. So just taking care of yourself internally, health-wise, and then externally, I would say keeping up with your maintenance appointments, getting manis, pedis. I get them once a month, and I get Russian manicures, hard gel on my natural nails and toes, and I only need to get it done once a month because they just take better care of your cuticles in Russian manicures. The hard gel lasts a long time. I personally like getting French or light pinks, just natural colors that when they grow out, you're not gonna notice as much. It's not gonna look as crusty. So I used to get lashes, brows, hair. I've decreased that a lot, and I've really just let my hair be natural. I know I'm saying that as it's straightened right now. I do have naturally curly hair, but lately I've just been doing things where I need my hair to be straight. And even when I do, I maintain it with heatless curlers. I don't constantly put heat. I take care of my hair. I get facials only when I need them because facials personally make me break out. So I get them when my skin is just really congested. I think that's important, just maintaining your skincare, getting a good dermatologist if you have acne, and figuring out what the problem is. Outside of physical, I would say being feminine is just being confident in yourself, learning to really love yourself, trust yourself, just being your own biggest supporter. And when you radiate your own confidence, like other people are gonna see that, and when you walk into a room, you're just automatically gonna have a presence. It's so hard to explain unless you just have seen a person like that and know what I'm talking about. But I used to be so insecure. I used to walk into rooms, have my head down, used to be talking and like hide my face. Now I feel like I'm I'm very confident. No one can really tell me something that can break me in terms of who I am, because I'm so sure of who I am that no words can bother me, because I know myself more than anyone. I've been through a lot. I trust myself now. I've made mistakes. I've learned from them. I've built myself up. I know what I like and don't like. I know what I want to tolerate and don't want to tolerate. I know what kind of people I want around me, all the things. So I think just getting a good hold of who you are, taking care of yourself internally, mentally, physically, is just gonna make you more feminine. Also, in terms of with a guy, I'm the type of girl that if a man doesn't make me feel how I want to feel, I'm probably gonna be mean to them. I'm probably gonna be mean. The way I know I really like someone and the way I know that they're for me is if I just naturally want to be soft and feminine, and that's not something you can force. So don't let a man tell you you're aggressive or too hard. That's something that girls go through all the time. If I'm feminine and soft around you, then you are doing what you're supposed to be doing. It's that simple. If a man is gentle with you, patient with you, takes care of you how you want to be taken care of, and I'm not just speaking financially, like just as a person, like there for you in all ways, you are going to naturally be soft and feminine around them. Because when I'm with the right man, I'm a damsel in distress, okay? I don't want to do anything. I just want to be soft and girly. But if not, then I'm very outspoken. I can be aggressive. I can be a little mean. I can be guarded. And that's just because a man isn't making me feel good. They're not making me feel how I deserve to feel. So someone said, girl, give us some tips on the gains because the body is tea. Thank you. So I've been through so many transitions in terms of my body. I would say when I was younger, I had a lot more baby fat. So my face was a little chubbier. I feel like my butt, I've always had a little something. But in terms of gains, after I got out of my most toxic relationship, guys, I lost so much weight. And people used to just comment that all over my page. My friends would tell me like, you're just so skinny. And that doesn't make anyone feel good. So after I finally left that situation, I was like, I'm on a mission to get my body back, get my butt back, feel good about myself. The only thing I did, guys, was Pilates, and then I did a mix of that and like a Stairmaster workout. So it was a class called Bunda. I live in LA, so I don't know if this is all over, but they have locations in Santa Monica and West Hollywood. And then I did Pilates at a few different places. I got class pass, so I would say if you don't have a class pass, that's a great way to just sign up, try different workouts, try different classes, figure out what you like. You can choose how much you want to pay per month and it gives you credit. This is not sponsored, but this is what I did to gain my weight back, guys. So mind you, I had tried little shakes, different things before that. Nothing was really working for me because I wasn't mixing physical workouts with my diet. So I would do a few times a week, probably every other day, if not every single day. I was either doing Pilates one day or Bunda. And Bunda was a mix of like a weight class workout with a Stairmaster. So we'd have different routines. You would either be on the floor with your weight doing different workouts, and then you would switch to the Stairmaster. It was a very hard class, but it got my body right. So I would do Pilates and that every other day. And then in between, I was drinking protein shakes. So as soon as I would come back from my workout, I would drink a protein shake. I can't remember the name of the brand. I can include it in the description. I'd have to just go back and look. But I used a specific brand. It tasted pretty good. And I mixed it with bananas, peanut butter, oats. I would drink that every single day after my workout. And I was just trying to have more protein in my diet. I will say in terms of food, I wasn't like very strict on high protein, this and this and this. That's why I did the shakes, to make up for my actual food, because it was just hard for me to eat a lot at the time. And just doing this, I gained my weight back. And it still fluctuates up and down, but I'm in a very healthy space now where I kind of have like a hold on my weight and I know what works for me. I know what I need to do to maintain myself. And I just do Pilates now, so I don't do Bunda anymore. And that's not for a specific reason. I'm just a lot busier and Pilates is just what I enjoy the most. So yeah. How do you stay consistent with your self-care, beauty care, health? One of the things I love about you. Thank you. So to stay consistent, you really just have to not hesitate and do it. Get out your bed, go take your supplements, and just do it. Well, no, actually get out your bed and first eat a little something, because certain supplements that I take, I can't have on an empty stomach. So sometimes if I haven't ate the whole day, I take my supplements late, which isn't good. But just staying on top of my health, once you start seeing the result, you're going to want to keep doing it because you're going to know it's working. Don't give up. If you don't see results right away, that doesn't mean it doesn't work for you. It just hasn't been long enough. But in terms of staying consistent, I would say pick a workout that you enjoy. For me, that's Pilates. If that's running for you, do running. If that's yoga for you, do yoga. If that's going to the gym, do that. Pick just your niche in terms of fitness and incorporate that at least 3 to 4 times a week. If you can incorporate it every day, that's even better. But I know that's not easy for everyone. So that is like the fitness part. In terms of your health, like I said, you need to figure out what supplements you need, what you're deficient in. I'd recommend going to a doctor, getting getting like a deficiency test, because you might not know, you might have low iron, you need to take certain things for that or whatever. I would say some general supplements that everyone could benefit from is sea moss, just for your health, immune. It's also great for your skin, immunity, sorry. It's also great for your skin. Some kind of probiotic, whether that be a probiotic pill, you can do a yogurt. And then vitamin D is really good if you have low energy, vitamin C, vitamin B. So you kind of just have to figure out what's good for you. I don't think everyone needs to take 10 different pills or vitamins, but really just research, learn what you actually need, incorporate that in terms of your internal health. And beauty care, I naturally have acne prone skin, so learning what works for my skin, using a lot more soothing products, one active ingredient every other day, that's what works for me. So you just kind of have to learn what you need and just start being consistent. Don't hesitate, don't be lazy, just do it. Literally just do it. I can't force you to do anything, y'all, so you just have to get up and you just have to do it. How do you stay so calm and positive? I know it's a Taurus trait, but I need some girl help. Y'all, I am not that calm or positive, and I'm flattered that you think that, but I would be a liar if I sat here and said like, oh yeah, you know, I'm just so calm and perfect and quiet. No. I think that reality is another story. I've come a long way. I'm now in the calm era of my life. Yes, I can say that. But y'all, I went through a crazy phase. I used to be a little insane, and I think it was just the people I was surrounding myself with. Even friends I used to have, they just weren't encouraging, they weren't motivating, and that reflected on me because I didn't know myself as much as I do now. I think just surrounding yourself with people that are on the same vibe as you. If you want to be in your calm era, you need people around you that are like that, because if you're around 5 different crazy friends that are going to be crashing out every day, that might reflect on you. You know, like, it's not going to be easy to just be the opposite. So having genuine, supportive, encouraging people around you is step one. Even if it's your mom, your family. Like, my mom is definitely someone that I call for every little thing. She knows how to calm me down and kind of let me come to my senses. I have a friend like that as well. Be very intentional with your relationships, friendships, all of those people in your life. That is gonna help you just keep your sanity. Because I've had friends that when I was in my crash out phase, they would encourage me to, like, yes girl, you need to go hop that gate. Yes, call him a million times and spaz. And that didn't help. That didn't help, guys. And I know you might not even be talking about relationships. That's just a dramatic example that I have to give, because the progress I've made now, like, you will never catch me calling a man more than once. If I call you once and you don't answer, okay, that's it. I go along with my day. But it takes a while to really get to that point of just being unbothered. I would also say I just am very numb to stuff now, because I've been through a lot in terms of just hate and negativity, being bullied when I was younger. So I just don't care anymore. Like, not a lot can faze me, and I still have feelings, so don't get me wrong. There has been times where I do feel a little hurt. I'm a little in my feelings over comments or whatever, but at the end of the day, I just think, like, these people, in terms of the internet, they don't know me. Y'all will never really know the real me in real life. I am completely different in person than I am on social media. I think I'm more myself on YouTube when I'm in elements like this, because I'm just alone. I have no reason to be uncomfortable right now. I have no reason to be anyone but myself, but that just takes growth, and that just takes getting more mature, knowing yourself more. So staying calm is just, again, surrounding yourself with good people, not being bothered by opinions that do not pay your bills, don't matter, people that don't really know you. Don't give attention to anything that's not making you money, making you happy, or benefiting or upgrading your life in some way. Simple. If it isn't one of those things, why would you be upset? Why would you let anything bother you? Like, when you think about it that way, it's easier. In terms of being positive, I struggle with this a lot because I'm a negative Nelly. I like to dwell, I like to focus on, well, what if this goes wrong? What if that goes wrong? I think I'm getting better with it. That's something that I will say I'm still working on, so I can't tell you the secret to it, but I think just taking a second to think about something before you just jump to conclusions. I'm an overthinker naturally, but when I just take a minute to breathe and really just think, sleep on something versus just reacting right away, 9 times out of 10, my opinion has changed. I don't have the urge to do or think about whatever I was struggling with at the time. So just breathe. Just take a minute, breathe. Find like someone, a confident, whether that's your mom, your best friend, therapist, and anytime you want to react or you're bothered, just call them. And for me, venting is like my release, so that really helps me. Just having one good person that is going to be there, even if they can't give you advice, just a listening ear, and that already makes me feel way better. This is so funny. Someone said, do you feel like we're single because we stay in the house? Yes. Yes, I do. I am a homebody. When I was younger, I had my little outside phase. And I got over that quick. So now at 25, I feel like I'm 35 because I'm a grandma. I just like, not that that's a grandma, but I just like being in the house. I like being by myself. I enjoy my own company. And I'm fully aware that it's gonna be very hard for me to meet my man, my soulmate, if I don't go places. But I'm trying to find a balance of that now. I'm trying to do a little bit more than I used to do, like not just be outside and be at random places and clubs and whatever, but I'm trying right now. I'm in the era of just stepping out my comfort zone a little bit more than I like, because how am I gonna meet anyone? So yeah, that is why. But I will say, traveling, I meet a lot of people. So I think in a way I found that balance, because while I love being home when I'm in LA, when I'm at my house, when I travel, I'm willing to go out, I'm willing to explore, go to new places, and I do meet a lot of people from that. I've made a lot of friends from that. So yeah. What's your long-term goal for being a content creator? My long-term goal is just to run it up while doing something that I enjoy doing. I think I found my niche in the content creation space, and that is beauty. I'm a girly girl, I'm very feminine. I like all the girly things, skincare, makeup, hair, blah, blah, whatever. I started making content based on my everyday life. I think before I was struggling with like what to do, what to make, what people like. And then I realized my everyday life, like I could be filming things that I do on a day-to-day basis, and that's my content. So just expanding that, every product that I use, all the brands that I love, I think my long-term goal is just to have worked with everything that I go and pay for on my own, which I have made a vision board for this, and I've already checked off a few brands this year that I've gotten deals for. So that's exciting. And I think long-term it would just be to expand that, just work with all the brands that I naturally love. In the travel space, my long-term goal would be to be getting paid to go to different countries to travel, whether that be hotels, whatever it is. I just want to be getting paid in the travel space, which is really hard to do. The money, y'all, the money is in the beauty space. So I'm not saying I'm going to stop that, but I think just finding like a mix of how I can incorporate that in my travels and still be doing two things that I really love. Eventually, I would like to just be able to balance that while having a family, taking care of my family. Maybe I'll start being like a mom creator and all of those things. So yeah. Advice for getting over a man. Woo. And I got a few questions on this also, like how to get over heartbreak, that whole thing, which I somewhat went over earlier a little bit. But to expand on that, I'm just gonna tell you what I did because it was hard. I broke up, made up a million times before I was done, and I don't think there's something that anyone can tell you to do to leave someone or to be done with a man. I think that you have to go through that toxic phase a million times before you're just fed up, because you're gonna eventually build a resentment for someone, and you're not even gonna be attracted to them anymore. You're not even gonna wanna be with them anymore. You're just gonna be so disgusted with how they've treated you and all that you've been through. That's gonna force you to leave, which it sucks, but the reality of it is that's what it took me to leave. People told me to be done with a person a million times. Did that stop me? No, because no one knows like how you feel, your attachment, your bond with someone, and it's not easy. It is not easy to just get up and go. If you can do that, I applaud you, girl. If you can get up and go and be done just like that, you're special. You're special, and I wish I was like you, but it wasn't quite the case for me. I had to break up, make up a million times, and then one day I think I was just over it. Like I was just like, I'm over it. I don't want to be with you anymore. You don't make me happy. I'm not a good person. You're not bringing out my best qualities. Like the person you're supposed to be with is supposed to bring out the best version of you. For me, y'all, the guy I was with was bringing out the worst version of me. I don't think I was as good of a friend. I wasn't as good of just a person overall. I was just constantly worried about pleasing them. If they were mad at me, if we got into it, my whole day was ruined. I wasn't a good energy or presence to be around, and that really takes a toll on you, because even the people around you don't want to be around you because of that. So I think it was just waking up one day, having a reality check, and being fed up. I grew a resentment for them. Once I was past that stage, it was just time to better myself. So I found my hobbies that I liked to keep myself distracted. Keeping yourself busy is really gonna help. That was the main thing. It was just spending as much time with my friends as possible, as much time with my family. I got closer to my family. I started working out every day. I just started taking care of myself more. I built a routine. So keeping yourself busy, surrounding yourself with people that are going to just keep you in a positive mindset, help distract you, all of of those things over time will help you really get over a man, help you heal your heartbreak. It is not going to be an overnight process. I don't have like, oh, how to get over a heartbreak in a week type of fix for you. It takes a while. It was probably a full year before I was fully over that person, fully healed. And I even think now I still have a lot of healing to do, but in terms of my past relationship, it took me almost a full year. I would say after like 3 to 5 months, I was in a better mental space. I wasn't consuming my thoughts with that person anymore. But a full year is when I can confidently say like I was done. I wasn't entertaining them. I was at peace. I could see my life without them. So yeah. Also, stop stalking them. You don't have to block them. I don't really like blocking because I want you to see my page. Like, you're going to see me flourish without you. But if you're just tempted, girl, log out of that fake page, restrict them, or I don't know, mute them if you guys still see each other stuff. Just find ways to not be addicted to keeping up with them. Once you stop doing that, you're really gonna be over them. Because for me, out of sight, out of mind. And it's okay to also just cry. It's okay to rot for a week in your bed and be depressed. It is okay. You have to go through that in order to get to the last phase. You have to. And if someone's not gonna tell you that, I'm gonna tell you that, because it's not just peaches and rainbows. Like, you have to go through the ugly part to be the best version and really be over it and really just be happy and at peace and confident in your decision. How to deal with internet misconceptions of you. So I've spent so much time in the past, guys, trying to clear my name, trying to explain myself, and I still do sometimes. I have a habit. I have a naturally defensive personality because I think that growing up I was picked on a lot. So it's just a natural thing in me to like defend myself because I didn't have anyone to defend myself in the past. So that's something I'm working on, is to not always explain yourself. And I'm gonna be honest, you don't see Beyonce explaining every time she's in a scandal. Not that she is a lot, but like if Beyonce's in a scandal, Lori Harvey, like they don't explain themselves. They don't. They just let you wonder. They let you make your own assumptions, and then life goes on. People find a new person to complain about, to pick on, to hate. So that's something I'm actively trying to remember, is who cares what these people think? They don't know you. They don't know reality from social media. You really just can't force someone to understand you and prove yourself. I've tried and people don't care. They don't give a fuck. And honestly, if the shoes are reversed, I wouldn't care either. I've never been one to leave hate comments or be weird in that aspect. So if you're doing that, you're probably miserable within. But I definitely have, you know, seen things, made assumptions, made judgments on people based on what I've seen. In reality though, you don't know what's in their mind. You don't know how they are in person, if they're going through something, if there's a reason they are this way, or if it's just being perceived this way. Also, like, you guys go off of little clips and then think you know a person. You see someone in a picture, in a video, and you think you know this person, and you don't. Even the people, the celebrities that I love, I know that I don't know them. I feel like I know Rihanna. I feel like we're best friends. But in reality, I don't know that woman, and she don't know me. So you just shouldn't care about opinions that don't matter. If these people are not in your real life, then they do not matter. What they think of you does not matter. That's what I've learned, and that's helped me just stop feeling the need to prove myself. And I may slip up every now and then, but at the end of the day, I really don't be caring. I really don't. I might have like a moment where I'm upset, where I've had some tears spilled over things, but y'all, I swear when I wake up the next day, I do not care. There's still money in my account. I still look good. I'm healthy. I'm blessed. I don't have someone stressing me out right now. So that's what's important to me, honestly. And I feel like personally, I'm sure other people can relate, but I'm damned if I do and I'm damned if I don't. People say I'm boring. Okay, so if I was entertaining, then I would be a pick-me. I'd be thirsty. I'd be too loud. I'd be annoying. If I'm doing this, like, I don't think you can ever win. So just be yourself. Just be yourself. That's all you can really do. Advice for solo travelers hesitant to eat alone, bar hop alone. So this, I think, is from a girl. So first I'm gonna tell you, being a female solo traveling is on another level because you're going to be a target naturally. I have a whole section on this. If you go to my travel website, which will always be linked to my bio or description, nayelatravel.com, I have $25 ebooks, and I have one specifically on this. It is my overall travel Bible. This is a shameless self promo, y'all, but certain things that I already have talked about that would just be an all-in-one. So if you go there, I give a whole section list of what I do, tips for female solo traveling. Overall, I would just say my top tip: always share your location with someone. Don't tell anyone you are alone. Like, if you go to eat yourself and someone's questioning you, one, don't answer questions. But if you feel like you have to, or you're in an uncomfortable situation, don't act like you're alone. Be like, oh yeah, I'm with my boyfriend. Yeah, or I'm with my dad. They just ran across the street to get something, like they're coming back. back to get me, or they went to the bathroom. Whatever you have to say it. Do not say you are alone. Don't say you're staying alone. Don't say where you're staying. Don't answer any questions. If you do answer questions, lie. Okay, this is the time that lying is good, okay? Just prioritize your safety, y'all. Please don't entertain strange people or be clueless. Like, be aware of your surroundings. Make sure you're only going places that are tourist attractions or that are a lot of people. I wouldn't even bar hop by yourself, to be honest. I wouldn't even do that. Like, if you really want to, then follow what I just said, but I wouldn't even do that as a female. Like, no, you're just kind of setting yourself up to be targeted. So, okay, I should have started with this, but someone asked, how's my mental, which is always appreciated. My mental is, right now, I would say out of 10, I'm like a 7.5. My mental is never gonna be like top, but I think a 7 is improvement for me, because a few months ago, it probably would have been at a 2. Like, I've been at some really low points. I'm overall very happy right now. I still stress and have things that I'm working on, of course, like any human, but I would say my mental's in a pretty good space. Okay, let's say maybe an 8. I'm like an 8 right now. I'm just happy, I'm content. There's no one negative in my life, in my real life. There's no one stressing me out. I'm able to do whatever I want. I'm financially free. I would say I'm pretty happy. My mental's pretty good. There are certain days where things will get to me, which is why I said, like, I'm not perfect. But overall, I just think about how blessed I am, and that automatically boosts my mental. All the other things don't matter. Your favorite beauty services that are actually worth it. Ooh, okay, this is a good one. I would say microneedling and extraction facials. So those two are treatments that I actually think are worth paying for. Now, I naturally get hyperpigmentation from breaking out. It's gotten way better now. Also, I take supplements, I feel like, that help. Pantothenic acid. Oh my god, I'm saying that so wrong. Pantothenic acid. I'm butchering that, but I will put it here. That is really good. It helps speed up your like scars, whatever. But in terms of treatment, I would say I've tried chemical peeling for scars in the past. It didn't do shit for me. I've tried a light one. I've tried a dramatic one. It did not do anything. It just didn't. And I know you're supposed to do it a few times. I just don't think it's worth the money. It's not worth the downtime. It's not worth the looking crazy and scary for a week. It's just not worth it. So microneedling is the only thing that I've consistently seen the difference in. Microneedling treatments, you're supposed to do at least 3 times in a row. So once a month for 3 months, and then you'll see your result at its best. That has cleared up my face from any discoloration, any unevenness. And then extraction facials, I've tried. What are they called, y'all? They're the facials that are good. Like, they say if you have dry skin, they start with the H. There was certain facials that broke me out, that caused me to get like little bumps, all those things. The only facial, aside from microneedling, because that's like a treatment, that have worked, is extraction facial. So when my face has just, say I've been traveling a lot, I have a buildup of blackheads or just congestion, I'll go in, I'll set aside in my head like a week of downtime, because I know I'm gonna be purging or looking crazy. And I have my dermatologist. She is very gentle. She knows my skin now, and she'll go in with her professional tools, get out any little gunk or pimples under the surface. And sometimes I'll purge, but those things needed to come out anyways, because if they didn't purge then, they were gonna come out eventually, and I was still gonna have to deal with the pimples. So getting that done when I really need it. I only get facials when I need it. I don't do them regularly because, like I said, they cause me to purge. So if it's not broke, don't fix it. But those are worth the money to me, and I get that done from my dermatologist or my esthetician. She's a holistic esthetician. Her name is Face of Jewels. She's in, I think, Hollywood, West Hollywood. She's an esthetician, and then my dermatologist is your actual like doctor for your skin. They're typically more expensive because they have medical grade treatments and products, and that I'll go in if I just really need the extra help. I want to spend a little more money, get a deeper treatment. So personally, chemical peels weren't worth it for me. So hot take maybe, but yeah. Okay, I'm gonna answer like 2 more because I could go on and on and on about this forever. You guys asked me so many great questions, but someone said, can we get an update on your spiritual journey? How's your relationship with God going? So that is a great question. I would say in terms of my spiritual journey, my journey with God, every day it gets better, but there's some days I'm not as consistent with praying or just talking to God enough, thanking God. I've learned to just talk to God as if he's your friend. So if you're struggling with like a routine in that, just talk to God like he's your friend. Literally, how you would go call your friend and vent about something or cry or whatever, talk to God, because God is always going to be there. He's going to be available 24/7, any place in the world, whether you have service, no service. Like, God is always with you. So just talking to him naturally has really helped me, instead of just having to feel like I have to be in prayer mode all the time. Like, I just talk to God whenever I want. Doing that has helped me get better with just praying. Also talking to God not only when things are going bad, but when things are going good. Like, really expressing gratitude, being thankful for simple things, simple joys. One thing I'm not as good with is church. There was a phase I went through where I was going to church like consistent Sundays in a row, but I think because I travel so much, it's just very hard. I don't even want to say like it's hard, because that shouldn't be hard. It should be just something you do, because God should be a priority in your life, and he definitely is. But because I'm just not always home, it's been hard for me to be consistent going to church. So I've kind of just learned to not put as much pressure on that if I can't make it in. I like watching online services. I like listening to podcasts, just finding other ways to check in and to interact with other people that have the same values as me, have the same religious beliefs as me. I don't want to get too deep into that topic right now, just because I feel like that could be a whole separate video, y'all, to be honest. There was a point too where I was reading the Bible every day. I will be honest, I'm struggling with finding consistency in that. But the one thing that I do and will never stop doing is just talking to God, just being grateful, talking to him whenever I want to express something, whenever I need something, whenever I feel empty, whenever I feel happy, just talking to him. I also would say, in terms of that journey, hearing more about that in my relationships, like if I meet someone that I like, God has to be important in their life. That has to be important to them. We have to share that value, we have to share that belief. And I would say when I was younger, that wasn't something that I had checked off my list. Like, that wasn't a deal breaker for me. Now it is a deal breaker, 100%. So I met someone recently that, you know, like we would have a simple meal, and it's like they made it a point to make sure we pray before our meals. And that is not something that I grew up doing. It's not. Like, I grew up Catholic. I went to Sunday school. I got baptized, all those things. But I'll be honest, like, I don't think that it was instilled in me like praying every time I eat. I obviously have many times in my life. It just wasn't something I did every single time. And this person kind of like, I don't know, I like that. What is your advice to somebody who is quiet but has the personality to be an influencer? Girl, I feel like you're describing me. I think I'm naturally a very quiet, reserved person, but I wouldn't even say influencer. I'm a content creator in that space. And I don't think that matters. You don't have to be loud and have a huge extroverted personality to be an influencer. You don't. You just have to be doing things that you love to do, because other people are gonna share that love with you. And the right crowd, the right people, the target audience is going to get it. And that's it. So just be yourself. There's a lot of quiet girls out there and a lot of people that like the same things as you that will appreciate your content. You just have to do it. Don't be afraid to do it. Don't ever try to be someone else. Don't ever try to be the loud girl in the room if that's not you. Just be yourself. I'm naturally quiet, but I'm on here talking and sharing things with you guys, and I'm sure people can relate. So yeah. Okay guys, I feel like I answered a jillion questions. I will eventually make a part 2. I think doing these updated videos every couple months would be good. Again, for my girlies, if you'd like me to make a separate video just answering beauty questions, I would love to do that, because I think that's a whole separate topic, and it was hard for me to like balance the two and not yap on for 10 hours straight. So shout out and good luck to my editor, because I feel like this is gonna be a hard video to edit. I don't know, but thank you guys for watching. I can ramble for days, but I think this was a well-needed catch-up. Hope you guys learned things about me. I hope you enjoyed. Again, there's a lot of questions I didn't answer, but I tried my best to just pick the ones that I felt best suited for this video. So if there's something else you want to see, any ideas you guys have, feel free to leave a comment below. Talk to me in the comments, guys. I love you, and I will see you in my next video. I'll probably do like a travel video after this. So yeah, bye guys.